Since 2007, the American Psychological Association has surveyed people across the United States about stress. The 2020 survey revealed that Americans have been profoundly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and that external factors Americans have listed in previous years as significant sources of stress remain present and problematic. These compounding stressors are having real consequences on our minds and bodies. So I just want to start off with that American Psychological Association survey just to show how important stress is to fellow Americans and how it's continued to be a problem since 2007 and has only increased since the pandemic. But in today's video, we're first going to start off by actually defining what stress I'm talking about. Because I think it's kind of important, defining stress. A lot of people like to throw out the word stress, but we don't exactly know what that means. So I'm going to start off by defining what it means and what stress I'm actually combating. I just want to say I've split these up into 5 things that are actually free that you can do, and 5 things that actually cost money to do. Just kind of like split things up a little bit, and I'm going to like mark that in the timeline, so that'll kind of help you out a little bit. If you want to skip to one thing, you can just go ahead and hit it, and you'll go right to it. I think it's also important to emphasize that these are things that I've actually done personally myself, and have actually seen a benefit from it. I'm not just out here suggesting things that I haven't actually done before, because I think it brings more merit to it when you actually have gone and done these things yourself, and you've tried them and you've implemented them in your life. Say before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps me spread the word about celiac disease, Lyme, and alpha-gal, which I'm very devoted to doing. And also feel free to give me a follow on Instagram at celiactrain. But anyways, with that being said, let's jump right into it and find out how to release some stress. So anyways, let's first define stress, right? What stress am I talking about? So the American Institute of Stress breaks it up into acute stress, chronic stress, eustress, and distress. And just some examples of acute stress would be fight or flight, where the body feels like it has to defend itself. You're running from a tiger, a bear, whatever. Something's chasing you, where your adrenal glands are just pumping out cortisol like, it's nobody's business. And then we have chronic stress, which is basically unavoidable, like the cost of daily living, bills, kids, jobs, etc. This is the stress that we tend to ignore and push down, according to the American Institute of Stress. And left uncontrolled, this stress can affect your health pretty negatively, especially shutting down like your immune system, which in today's world we really need. And then we have eustress. So eustress is kind of like stress in daily life that's positive. This is the good kind of stress. Some examples of this would be like marriage. Marriage can be a little bit stressful, but you also have some good feelings with it as well, and some positive things can come out of it. Like a promotion. So for example, you might have to go for an interview or something like that. Preparing for that could be stressful. During that could be stressful, but then you have promotion. Something like that would actually be example of eustress. And then we have distress. So this is stress in daily life that has some negative connotations to it, such as a divorce. So kind of like the opposite of marriage, punishment. You have injury. Injury has a lot of stress involved with it. You have like physical and cognitive stress. Then you have negative feelings. You're fighting with coworkers or loved ones or whatever. Financial problems. Financial problems is a really big one. And then work difficulties as well. The tips I'm going to give today are kind of going to focus more on the chronic stress and the distress. Maybe a little bit on the acute stress part of it too. I mean, it will definitely help out with the acute stress, but the examples I'm giving are more for, like I said, chronic and distress. So like I said before, first is going to be the free things that I've done, and one is actually a lymph massage, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how to do that. So first you want to put your hand up like this and just kind of make, the V there, and just kind of go up under your ear like this. Put the bottom of your ear in the V there, and just kind of pull down like this. You have a lot of lymph nodes along the back and the front of your ear. So you just want to kind of like, give it a light touch. You just want to be able to like feel the skin being pulled down a little bit, but you don't want to pull too hard. You do that basically 20 times, 20 to 30 times. So the next one is going to be a massage where you just use your hand like this, and you find where the large bone is right here behind your ear, and just kind of go back behind that, and you just kind of pull down all the way down to the base of your neck. So you might actually feel the urge to swallow or take a breath while you're doing this, like kind of a deep breath. And that's just your parasympathetic. And that's just your parasympathetic. And that's just your parasympathetic nervous system kind of kicking in and beating down the sympathetic nervous system. And that's really what this, this whole list is here to do, is to engage that parasympathetic nervous system. So the last part of this massage is just using these 3 fingers and finding the outside part of the collarbone and just rubbing them along the inside part of that and bringing it towards your neck. And you just do that 20 to 30 times. So, you can do this from both sides of your head. But I find it very useful if I'm feeling a little bit stressed out. If I do that, it just feels like it kind of melts away. And like I said, you'll generally have the urge to, swallow or take a deep breath while you're doing this. And in some cases, you might actually feel lymph moving through your head or your neck. And also, I find that doing this with like a stuffy nose tends to clear that up because it's kind of like a backup of lymph when you get a stuffy nose. So, secondly, is going to be doing some stretches. Although typically, I find that this stretch is very helpful. When I want to relax or get in a relaxed type of mode, just kind of like you're reaching for the stars. You might feel something crack. Kind of like trying to get the shoulder blades to extend. And so I'll do that, 3 to 5 times, maybe like 15 to 20 seconds each time. And generally that will help me feel loose and relaxed and just kind of calm down. Another way to do that would be also just to lay down on like a floor or like, a yoga mat or something. And do that same stretch except laying down. And I feel like, you kind of get like a little bit better stretch because you have like no weight. I mean, you're just laying down, so it kind of takes the compression off of your spine or whatever. And it just really helps to help things stretch out a lot better. The next thing that I do is grounding. I wouldn't suggest really doing this if there's snow on the ground, but you can do this like during the fall, the spring, and the summertime. Go outside. And when you're barefoot, and I've done this before, and I think it really does work. But just going outside with your bare feet, and just walking around for like 5 or 10 minutes. And this really helps to, kind of get that positive charge out of your body. And I believe the earth has a negative charge, and you're just kind of absorbing that. You're exchanging that charge with the earth. Number 4 is going to be having a belief or religion or, just something that kind of brings you together, similar belief system with people. I believe that, it's important to have a belief system, whatever belief system that you believe in. And I know for a while I kind of gotten away from that. So, I think, I felt a little bit lost kind of going along life. And, more recently I gotten back, into, things that I had done before. I still haven't gone to church as much as I would like to, but, I'm still trying to work on that. And then just also like, listening to sermons and stuff. So, whatever, you just gotta find whatever works for you. And I have found that that has been a relief of stress for me at certain times. So, and just, normally people who do that tend to develop relationships along the way too. So, just having those relationships to fall back on, if something is to happen, that can be very helpful too. And then last on the free list is going to be number 5, just going for a walk or, exercising, just kind of getting out there in nature and, I think it kind of has more to do with like, the grounding thing, kind of helps you feel more grounded, and just getting outside, being in the sun. So going for a walk or exercising, has multiple benefits that come with it. And I have definitely noticed benefits of working out. Finally, I've been able to work out again. I've missed working out so much. Because for the longest time, I just hurt so bad. But yeah, working out, going for a walk. Going for a walk helps, 1, you're getting the sun. 2, you might have better digestion from that. I've seen where studies have shown you have better digestion if you go for like a 30-minute walk after, eating. And then also just being out in nature. It's all very beneficial. It's more relaxing. you get away from all that stress, right? All right, so next on the list is going to be the stuff that I've actually paid to do, right? So this is going to be, number one is going to be blue blockers. What are they? It's just glasses that you put on that block blue light, ultraviolet light, up to. So if you have ever looked at the light spectrum, it's like 0 to like 750 nanometers, I believe. And you know, all the light that you don't want in the evening time is up to like 650 nanometers or so. And that's kind of like where the green light is, or green light turns into orange and red. So anyways, you don't want any of that green, blue, violet, you know, all that light. So anyways, these blue blockers help block out that light. And the reason that this helps with stress is, you know, for me, I put them on every evening when the sun goes down, and then I take them off after all the lights are out and I'm going to bed. But the reason that they work is, you know, that light that's coming into your eye is actually stimulating you, and stimulating you in a negative way is engaging that sympathetic nervous system response, right? So by eliminating that, you're actually able to engage more into the parasympathetic and relax. And this is why I suggest blue blockers to help you with your sleep. If you haven't noticed, all this stuff is really about sleep. So, you know, all this, if you do all this stuff, you'll sleep better. If you sleep better, you're going to have less stress, or you'll be able to deal with stress better. All right, so number two is going to be red light therapy. So I have a red light blanket or wrap that I use. It's kind of like for spot treatments, and I'll do like 20 to 30 minutes in each area. You know, generally like all the big areas like the waist, you know, maybe my arms or something, and my legs. And again, this is towards the end of the spectrum on the light spectrum, you know, where that red light and orange light is. And basically it simulates, you get this naturally out in nature in the morning and the evening time, and basically it just simulates that light spectrum, and you know, you're concentrating it on your body, and the idea is that your, you know, cells of your body, the mitochondria, they use this light, they're stimulated by it. So by doing that, you're actually increasing your energy. And for me, I just noticed by having the energy, I'm able to deal with the stress that does come up in my daily life. So by using this, it's been very beneficial for me. The number three on the list is actually going to be like talk therapy, or EMDR, EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. And I have done EMDR, and I think it's been very helpful for me, you know, because it kind of helps connect the left to the right brain. And I kind of feel like during the session or whatever, like it is a little bit stressful, but then after the fact, I feel a lot, I feel relieved, or, you know, I feel less stressed. So number four is going to be homeopathy. I've been using homeopathy to treat all kinds of things like Lyme, sensitivity to like fungus or, you know, mold, also like viruses and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's crazy how much stuff. And I went and got this from an acupuncturist, actually. So this is something that is a little bit pricey, but you know, the amount of stuff that you can be treated for, and it allows your body to basically just deal with whatever it is. I equate this almost to like allergy shots almost, but you know, sublingual, it goes under your tongue. I didn't have any like terrible reactions to it. So anyways, I found it very useful and very interesting at the same time. So number five is going to be the last thing that I have paid to do, and that is going to be salt float. So salt float is basically like a giant magnesium bath, is the best way I can describe it. And you know, you can go just Google salt float near me, and I'm sure there'll be stuff that pops up. But basically it's just like a giant tub, and it has like a top to it because it's kind of like what do they call it, like deprivation tank or something like that. So basically, you know, all your senses are deprived because you get in here and you know, you just float for like an hour. But the benefit to that is high in magnesium. And magnesium is responsible for like over 400 enzymatic functions in the body. So needless to say, it's very important, and if you don't have enough of it, your body's going to be stressed to the max. So I've been taking like 1,000 milligram a day, and then also doing these salt floats sometimes. So very important to make sure you're getting your magnesium. Anyways, I'm sorry, I know that was a long video. I hope you guys learned something from this. And like I said, make sure to subscribe. It helps spread the awareness of celiac disease, alpha-gal, and Lyme. And also make sure to check out my other videos I did on salt floats and red light. I'll put the link right over here. I just go into a little bit more detail about it, and I find it very interesting. But with that being said, make sure to check me out in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.